To me, that word means that you like someone of the same sex.
The correct definition is like to be happy or joyous, which you'll see in like older books.
To other people, I feel like it means that something is lame or not cool.
The most simpler terms I'm using today, a man who's attracted to a man and a woman attracted to another woman.
Or even using gay in its actual term as a negative connotation, but also happy.
But nowadays it's used for somebody of a homosexual sexual orientation.
I want to say it originated during the hippie times of the United States.
It used to really mean happy, and that was what people really used it for.
It does carry a derogatory term. I mean, some people would dislike something and say, oh, that's gay.
I don't think it should be used as an insult because it doesn't really make sense.
I don't particularly like it used in a negative sense because as someone that has experienced it being used in a negative sense towards me, it hurts, and it's a very powerful thing to hear someone say that to you negatively.
Let's just say like a guy has feminine characteristics, so they'll insult him by saying like he's gay or something because a male straight guy can't be feminine and be like straight, you know. Like when somebody is like in a country without like any documents.
Is a term used to describe something that is against the law.
You normally, when you go to a different country, you need to have like papers or like documents, like a visa, green card, etc.
In modern times, despite the actual definition, it probably has connotation with immigrants who come to the United States illegal.
I can't say I'm well versed in the history of the word, no.
No idea.
Not really, no.
I don't know if I have a lot of particular feelings towards it, but I know that other people who may be in the US undocumented or have come here in a different circumstance feel negatively towards that word because it's not used positively towards them.
As a person, like when somebody looks at you, they already think that they know you because of like the way that you dress, the way that you look.
If I say I'm illegal, most of you will have a connotation that my family's poor, that I'm working very hard to bring my family forward. And that's the second almost shadow definition that the word has.
And like I've been told, like get out of this country. It's like kind of damaging to a person's self-esteem.
And that's where conflicts begins.
It means to just be like aggressive or bossy.
My definition is female dog.
Definitely not used like that. It's a word used to describe women that either don't do what men want or are bad to other women or even good to other women and labeled negatively for it.
Some people do use it as in a good way, like say, oh, she's a bad B word, and it could carry a good term.
Don't know if it was always used to describe people in such a negative way before recent times.
I mean, by the definition is a female dog, so it has some scientific connotation to it, and it somehow got carried around to the United States and got bounced around, and somehow, sadly, girls ended up with the association with the B word.
When it's used by a male towards a female, I don't really like it that much.
Not good, not good. As someone who is a woman that has very, very strong beliefs, and I'm pretty candid with telling people what I believe because I have confidence in that. I feel like that's a word that's used to describe me a lot because I'm a bit brash.
It depends with the personality as well. Like some people will be affected, some people won't.
But my friends, like, we say it to each other all the time, and it's like just joking. And we kind of do use it in a more empowering way. So it's just nice to know that people have taken back the word.
It's not a good feeling at all because I feel like that's not how I would describe me.
Yeah, it's a racial slur typically used against people who are Chinese or of Asian descent.
This word is used to associate with Asian people. Personally, I've never heard of this word before. Why? I don't know.
I don't know the history behind that word. I can't say I do.
I think it became popular around the time Chinese people were brought over to work on railroads in California.
So United States, it was probably during the time where railroads were being built, and a lot of Asians came. The California Gold Rush, probably a lot of Asians came, and they flooded California. They helped a lot build the railroads. Obviously the Gold Rush, they were used a lot.
Really uncomfortable, actually, because I can't say I've ever heard anyone say it in a negative way to describe those people.
I kind of understand why I've never heard of it, because it's kind of associated with a war where we kind of tend to forget. Wars that we've had in Asia kind of carry a surname of the Forgotten War. That word is another example where we try to forget our dark history and try to confuse our audience or the general public that it's all roses and flowers. I feel like the United States kind of tends to try to hide its dark past.
Like there's a stigma that all Asian people look alike, right? Somebody uses that word, they just use it against anyone, and it's just like, yet again, another like way to like bring somebody's self-esteem down, like damage them for the way that they look.
But I know what it is, and I know what it means, and I know it's prevalent enough that I know what it is, and it makes me uncomfortable because I feel like it's such an ugly word. Yeah, so that would be a word used to describe African Americans or Black Americans in an extremely racist and negative way.
Dictionary Google will probably say something about how it was a slur, a sluric name, I don't know if that's a word, given to Black people during the times of slavery.
It's typically referred to Black people.
In some Black communities, it's used as a greeting for people that are also their race.
Now it probably just means a Black man, or it could carry a derogatory connotation alongside with it.
I know that it's never really been used positively, especially by white people that used to treat people so horribly.
Most likely just given to slaves. Probably carried a connotation of a male even who has no education, who has essentially no future.
The white slave owners would use it against their slaves, and it was a way to degrade Black people.
And then it progressively changes to any Black man who even opposes to a white man.
Nowadays, it's been taken back by people who are Black and used in a more positive way.
I'm being just a Latino, necessarily I don't get called this.
I feel like it's your choice, like you understand the history behind it. Of course you should know the connotation that the word carries when you say it.
Not good. That word reminds me of something that my grandpa told me. He's from the Virgin Islands and he's Black. And when I was very young, I remember, like, my first memories of him were him telling me how people around me might use it and might think it's okay to use, or might even it be okay for them to use, but that it's a word that I should never say because I have no reason to, and the power behind it is not okay for anyone to be using in a negative way. I
feel like the word is deeply rooted into one of the darkest ages of America's history. Oftentimes we glorify America, how it had mass victories during wars, but obviously it was built on the backs of slaves.
Personally, I don't really use it. It's great that people have took back a word that was used in like such a degrading manner and like put a positive spin to it.
Someday we'll be able to measure the power of words. I think they are things, I think they get on the walls, they get in your wallpaper, they get in your rugs, in your upholstery, in your clothes, and finally into you.